What doctors don't tell you about aging like a 90-year-old superhuman? Senior health. They're 90 years old, no medications, no chronic illness, still walking strong and thinking sharp. How do they do it? Doctors treat disease, but what if no one ever taught you how to build real health that lasts decades? This isn't about luck or genetics. It's about 5 habits almost no one talks about, but they could change the way you age forever. Enjoyed this content? Hit that subscribe button and let's grow stronger, smarter, and healthier together. Number 1, they train their nervous system, not just muscles. When people think about staying strong in old age, they usually think of lifting weights or doing cardio. But the real secret to aging like a 90-year-old superhuman isn't just about building muscle. It's about training your nervous system. The healthiest seniors don't just work on strength. They work on balance, coordination, and reaction time. And this makes all the difference. Why? Because most injuries in old age, especially fatal ones, don't come from weak muscles. They come from falls. And falls are usually caused by poor balance and slow reflexes, not lack of muscle. As we age, the nervous system naturally slows down. Signals from the brain to the body take longer. Reaction time gets slower. The ability to make quick adjustments, like catching yourself if you trip, starts to fade. But here's the good news. Just like muscles, the nervous system can be trained. And the seniors who remain mobile and independent in their 80s and 90s are often the ones who've spent years training stability, agility, and control, not just brute strength. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury-related death among adults over 65. But research also shows that balance and proprioception exercises can reduce fall risk by up to 40%. That's a huge difference. And it's not about lifting heavier, it's about moving smarter. These healthy seniors practice standing on one leg while brushing their teeth. They walk heel to toe along a line. They use wobble boards or soft mats. They do gentle tai chi, yoga, or dance, not just for exercise, but to stay connected to their body's movement systems. Training the nervous system also keeps the mind sharp. Balance work improves focus, attention, and mental clarity. It forces the brain to stay alert and involved with the body, which is essential for preventing both physical and cognitive decline. In fact, many functional neurologists believe that balance is one of the most important neurological fitness indicators in aging adults. To start applying this in your life, try simple daily drills. Stand on one foot while doing dishes. Practice slowly rising from a chair without using your hands. Walk sideways or backwards to challenge coordination. Add light agility steps or balance-focused stretches to your routine. You don't need equipment, you just need consistency and intention. The bottom line is this: if you want to stay upright, independent, and resilient into your 90s, don't just train your body, train your brain-body connection, because strong muscles won't help if your balance fails. But a well-tuned nervous system, that's what keeps you standing. Enjoyed this content? Hit that subscribe button and let's grow stronger, smarter, and healthier together. Number 2, they practice inflammation control through diet. If there's one habit that sets healthy 90-year-olds apart, it's this: they control inflammation through diet. Inflammation is the root of nearly every chronic disease linked to aging: heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, dementia, even cancer. What most doctors don't emphasize enough is that food choices play a massive role in either fueling inflammation or fighting it. Seniors who age like superhumans don't follow extreme diets. They simply eat in a way that keeps their bodies in a low inflammation state, and it makes all the difference. Chronic low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging, is common in older adults. You may not feel it, but it silently damages blood vessels, joints, organs, and brain tissue over time. However, certain foods have been scientifically shown to fight inflammation and support longevity. These include fatty fish like salmon and sardines, loaded with omega-3s, leafy greens like spinach and kale, rich in antioxidants, berries, turmeric, ginger, nuts, olive oil, garlic, and fermented foods that support gut health. All of these reduce inflammatory markers in the body. On the other hand, Processed foods, refined sugars, trans fats, and excess red meat increase inflammation. Many people over 60 still rely on white bread, sugary snacks, and fried foods without realizing these foods are fueling disease from the inside. The healthiest seniors swap soda for green tea, white rice for quinoa, and snacks for fresh fruit or a handful of walnuts. They don't eat perfectly, but they eat with purpose. Scientific studies confirm this approach. A 2016 review in Nature Medicine linked anti-inflammatory diets to reduced risk of cardiovascular disease and longer telomere length, a marker of aging. The Mediterranean diet, known for its anti-inflammatory effects, is associated with a 30% reduced risk of death from all causes in older adults. This isn't theory, it's biology. And inflammation isn't just about physical health, it affects your brain too. A diet high in sugar and trans fats increases the risk of cognitive decline, but anti-inflammatory foods protect memory, support neurotransmitters, and enhance focus. That's why healthy 90-year-olds aren't just physically active, they're mentally sharp. If you want to eat like them, start simple. Add leafy greens to at least one meal a day, swap processed snacks for fruit or nuts, use olive oil instead of seed oils, add turmeric to soups or rice, drink more water and cut back on anything in a plastic wrapper. Don't focus on restriction, focus on choosing foods that heal. Inflammation is silent, but it's powerful. So is your plate. Every bite you take is either helping your body stay young or speeding up the aging process. The choice is daily, and it's yours. Number 3, they protect mitochondria. Your cellular power plants. One of the most surprising habits of people who stay healthy into their 90s is how well they protect their mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside your cells. Most people have never even heard of them, but mitochondria are critical for energy, metabolism, brain function, and disease prevention. As you age, these cellular engines begin to weaken. When they break down, your body breaks down with them. Fatigue sets in, muscles weaken, memory fogs, disease risk skyrockets. But the seniors who age like superhumans do something different. They live in a way that keeps their mitochondria strong and active. What doctors don't always explain is that mitochondrial decline is one of the core causes of aging. The older you get, the fewer functioning mitochondria you have, unless you train your body to produce more and maintain them longer. That's exactly what these healthy elders do, often without realizing it. They move regularly, they eat in cycles, they don't overfeed, and they expose their bodies to mild stressors, like fasting, exercise, or cold exposure, that activate a process called mitochondrial biogenesis, the body's ability to make brand new, high-functioning mitochondria. Science backs this up. Studies in cell metabolism and the Journal of Physiology show that practices like intermittent fasting, moderate intensity exercise, and cold exposure stimulate mitochondrial growth and repair. Even consuming foods rich in compounds like CoQ10, alpha-lipoic acid, and polyphenols found in olive oil, dark chocolate, and green tea helps fuel and protect mitochondria. These are things most 90-year-old superhumans do naturally. Eating whole foods, moving consistently, not snacking all day, and allowing their bodies to rest and repair. What's damaging your mitochondria? Constant eating, processed food, sitting for hours, poor sleep, and exposure to toxins. When your cells are overworked and undernourished, mitochondria become sluggish and start dying off. That's when energy crashes happen. That's when organs begin to fail. That's when disease takes over. But the good news is you can support your mitochondria at any age. Start by incorporating fasting windows, like 12 to 14 hours overnight without food. Move your body daily, even with light walks or mobility exercises. Avoid constant snacking. Eat foods rich in magnesium, like leafy greens, healthy fats, like avocados and nuts, and antioxidants. Stay hydrated, sleep deeply, and reduce environmental toxins like air fresheners and plastics. You don't have to understand cellular biology to age well, but you do need to respect the tiny engines that power every part of your life. Protecting your mitochondria is protecting your energy, your memory, your heart, and your future. If you want to stay sharp, strong, and active into your 90s, start at the cellular level. Because aging doesn't begin with wrinkles, it begins with weakened mitochondria. And you have the power to stop that process starting today. Enjoyed this content? Hit that subscribe button and let's grow stronger, smarter, and healthier together. Number 4, they prioritize brain plasticity, not just memory. When people talk about brain health and aging, they usually focus on memory, how to prevent forgetting names, appointments, or keys. But those who live sharp and strong into their 90s understand something deeper. It's not just about memory, it's about brain plasticity. Brain plasticity, also known as neuroplasticity, is your brain's ability to adapt, rewire, and form new connections. This is the true marker of a youthful mind, and it doesn't stop at age 50, 60, or even 90, unless you stop using it. Seniors who age like superhumans keep their brains active not by repeating the same routines, but by learning new things. They challenge themselves daily. They learn musical instruments, pick up new languages, explore hobbies, or practice new forms of movement. They don't just use their brain, they stretch it. And that's the key. According to neuroscience research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, engaging in novel, mentally demanding tasks can increase gray matter density and enhance cognitive function, even in older adults. The problem with traditional aging is mental autopilot. Retirees often fall into repetitive, passive patterns, watching the same shows, reading the same type of material, talking to the same people. Over time, the brain receives less stimulation and fewer challenges, which causes a gradual decline in processing speed, problem-solving ability, and adaptability. Memory loss may follow, but the root problem is stagnation. Those who maintain brain plasticity stay flexible, curious, and mentally agile. They aren't necessarily geniuses. They just never stop learning. And learning rewires the brain. Every time you challenge yourself with something unfamiliar, whether it's Sudoku, painting, or public speaking, you activate new neural pathways. And just like with muscles, the more you use them, the stronger they get. Another surprising truth: physical movement boosts brain plasticity. Studies show that exercise, particularly activities involving coordination, like dance or Tai Chi, increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that promotes neural growth and brain repair. That's why the healthiest seniors combine physical and mental engagement. They're moving their bodies and stretching their minds. Want to apply this? Try learning something completely new. Take a different route on your walk. Read a book outside your comfort zone. Play a memory game. Watch documentaries and discuss them. Teach yourself a skill you've always avoided. And most importantly, stay open. The moment you stop believing you can grow, your brain starts to shrink. Your brain isn't a hard drive to preserve. It's a living network to expand. And when you focus on plasticity instead of just memory, you don't just avoid decline, you unlock growth. That's what keeps 90-year-old superhumans thinking clearly, solving problems, and staying fully engaged with life. Because a brain that adapts is a brain that survives and thrives. Enjoyed this content? Hit that subscribe button and let's grow stronger, smarter, and healthier together. Number 5, they live with a deep sense of purpose and community. One of the most powerful yet underrated habits of people who stay healthy into their 90s is that they live with a deep sense of purpose and connection to others. While diet, exercise, and sleep are often emphasized, doctors rarely talk about the emotional drivers of longevity. But the truth is clear: people who feel needed, valued, and connected live longer and better. It's not just about avoiding loneliness. It's about having a reason to wake up, to contribute, and to stay engaged with life. Studies show that having a strong sense of purpose reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, stroke, heart disease, and even premature death. According to a 2020 study published in JAMA Network Open, older adults with a clearly defined purpose had a lower mortality risk by up to 43%. Why? Because purpose shapes behavior. It reduces stress, sharpens focus, and boosts resilience. Seniors with purpose are more likely to take care of themselves, stay active, and maintain strong social ties. Their mindset literally protects their body. These superagers don't see retirement as the end. They see it as a new beginning. They mentor younger generations, volunteer in their communities, care for grandchildren, or pursue projects they once put on hold. Some tend gardens, some write books, others simply show up every day for those around them. It's not about grand achievements, it's about meaningful participation. Their health thrives because their spirit is engaged. Equally important is their connection to community. The healthiest seniors are rarely isolated. They stay in touch with friends, make new ones, and surround themselves with people who lift them up. Whether it's a faith group, a book club, a neighborly chat, or a shared hobby, they prioritize relationships. And science backs this up. Strong social bonds are associated with reduced inflammation, stronger immunity, lower blood pressure, and increased life expectancy. According to Harvard's 75-year longevity study, relationships, not wealth or fame, were the #1 predictor of long-term happiness and health. If you want to build this into your life, start small. Reconnect with an old friend. Join a group or class that interests you. Volunteer once a month. Ask yourself, what makes me feel useful? What gives me meaning? Then do more of it. Don't wait for purpose to find you. Create it. Don't wait for people to reach out. Reach out first. A strong body needs movement. A strong mind needs challenge. But a strong life needs meaning. That's the hidden foundation behind every healthy 90-year-old you've ever met. They don't just exist, they matter. And because they matter to others, their health has a reason to keep going. Now you've seen the truth behind aging like a 90-year-old superhuman, and it's not what most people expect. These individuals aren't relying on rare genes, miracle supplements, or expensive treatments. They're following 5 simple, science-backed habits that most doctors rarely emphasize. They train their nervous system, not just their muscles. They fight inflammation through everyday food choices. They protect their mitochondria, the real engines of energy and aging. They keep their brains plastic and adaptable, not just focused on memory. And most importantly, they live with a deep sense of purpose and connection that powers everything else. These are not trends. These are timeless human principles, often forgotten in today's health system, which focuses more on managing illness than teaching people how to build strength from within. But the reality is, your body wants to thrive. Your brain wants to grow. Your spirit wants to stay involved. And when you support those instincts daily, the results are extraordinary. What's most striking is that none of these habits require perfection or massive effort. You don't need to be in the gym for hours or follow some extreme diet. You don't have to be a genius or a monk. What you do need is intention, a decision to stop letting aging happen to you, and instead age with strategy. That's what these super healthy seniors have figured out. And it's something you can start doing right now. Because here's the truth, aging is inevitable, but decline is optional. You can age passively, waiting for problems to come, or you can age actively, building a life that's stronger, clearer, and more meaningful with each passing year. The choice isn't in the future, it's in your next decision. What you eat today, how you move, who you connect with, what you learn, and what you live for. You don't need to wait for a diagnosis to change course. You don't need to feel sick to start protecting your future. Whether you're 40, 60, or already in your 70s, your body and brain still respond to change. They still rebuild, they still adapt, but only if you give them the chance. So here's your challenge. Choose one of these 5 habits and apply it this week.